Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're looking at something truly extraordinary. We spend so much time talking about these massive, high-tech solutions to global environmental challenges, but today, we're going to uncover an unlikely climate hero hiding right in plain sight. It's a secret superpower that is literally saving our planet as we speak. To get started, I want you to think about the very air you're breathing right now. Take a deep breath. Okay, let's dive into this. Where do you think the oxygen for your next breath actually comes from? Usually, our minds jump straight to vast green forests, right? Rolling hills of grass, giant ancient trees. We're totally taught to thank land plants for our air. But is that the whole story? Let's take a look at the data.
Well, this completely shatters that common assumption. We've got a 50-50 split here. A full 50% of the Earth's oxygen comes from microscopic ocean plants. Yeah, you can actually thank microscopic algae for that second breath. Over half of the oxygen on our entire planet doesn't come from land-based trees at all. It comes from tiny, microscopic plants just floating out there in our oceans. It's honestly staggering to realize that something so incredibly small plays such a massive foundational role in keeping us all alive.
Section 1. What is phycology? Meet the scientists studying our oceans. So, a phycologist is a marine scientist who studies algae and seaweed. These are the dedicated folks in the lab coats and wetsuits who are out there analyzing kelp forests or looking at bright green microalgae under a microscope. They're the frontline experts of this aquatic world, really unlocking secrets that most of us, well, we just walk right past them on the beach. And there is a massive gap between how the public sees these plants and how a phycologist sees them. I mean, if you ask the average person what algae is, they're probably going to wrinkle their nose and call it slimy pond scum. You know, the murky green stuff you try to avoid stepping in at the lake. But to a scientist, to a phycologist, this exact same organism is viewed as nature's ultimate multi-tool. It's not gross at all. It's a profound, highly efficient mechanism capable of doing some incredible things. And that paradigm shift from scum to multi-tool is exactly why this science is so exciting.
Section 2. Nature's Ultimate Multi-Tool. Solving Modern Environmental Crises. We aren't just talking about abstract science here either. We're talking about tangible applications that are revolutionizing global industries today. Take biofuel, for example. Phycologists are actually using algae to create fuel that can replace jet fuel. We're talking about powering commercial airplanes with derivatives of ocean plants instead of fossil fuels. No way, right? Then there's plastic. Algae is being used to manufacture 100% biodegradable plastic alternatives and packaging. We all know the crisis we face with plastic pollution, and here is a completely natural, dissolvable solution. And it's even hitting our diets. Algae varieties like spirulina and chlorella are being farmed as nutrient-packed superfoods. It is high-density nutrition straight from nature. Food, fuel, and biodegradable materials, all from what we used to call pond scum. But arguably, its most important function for our future lies in the atmosphere. Beyond powering jets and making smoothie bowls, algae is supercharging carbon capture. Whenever we look for ways to clean our atmosphere and fight back against carbon emissions, we almost always talk about planting trees, which is great, absolutely. But wait until you see the efficiency of algae when it comes to trapping carbon. 10 times. This number is just incredible. Algae can trap carbon a staggering 10 times faster than land trees. Just let that sink in for a second. While a traditional forest is slowly pulling carbon out of the air, these microscopic ocean plants are working at 10 times the speed, aggressively cleaning the atmosphere. It is a wildly efficient biological engine for carbon capture. When scientists call it nature's ultimate multi-tool, this speed and efficiency is exactly what they're marveling at. But the benefits don't stop at the atmosphere. Let's pivot back to those nutrient-packed superfoods we discussed a moment ago and look at the agricultural footprint. We are talking about farming the future without draining our fresh water. Traditional agriculture requires absolutely massive amounts of fresh water just to keep crops alive, which puts a huge strain on our global resources. But look at this figure, 90%. Farming algae-based superfoods requires 90% less fresh water than traditional crop farming. 90%. So not only are you getting incredibly dense, nutrient-packed foods like spirulina, but you're completely bypassing the massive freshwater drain that usually comes with large-scale agriculture. Think about it. You're saving the air by capturing carbon, and you're saving the water by needing significantly less of it to grow food. It's an absolute win-win scenario for planetary conservation. Section 3.
The future of climate tech. Respect the slime.
I actually want to read this quote directly from our source material because it just sums up this entire journey perfectly. The next time you see sea kelp or green pond water, don't get grossed out. You're looking at the future of climate tech. Think about your everyday life. The next time you're walking past a murky green pond or you're at the beach and you see sea kelp washing up on the shore, remember the data we looked at today. Remember the 50% of the world's oxygen. Remember the biofuels powering jet engines. Remember the carbon being captured 10 times faster than a forest. That isn't just a mess on the beach. That is a highly efficient biological machine that scientists are leveraging to literally save our planet. We have to respect the slime.
I want to leave you with this final thought to ponder. If something as historically dismissed as pond scum can actually power jet engines, create biodegradable plastics, provide superfoods, and save our atmosphere, what other misunderstood, overlooked parts of nature hold the key to our survival? What else are we just stepping right over today that might just be the climate solution of tomorrow? Keep questioning, keep learning, and as always, thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.